No matter which table you show them, you call this a table for a man like me? I don't sit so close to a wall, so far from a window. My wife don't like to face this way, I don't like to face that way, we don't like to face this way. Why is there so many people in this section? They could be moved over here. The Gentiles ate 4 meals already, and the Jews are picking furniture. Let me see. It takes them 3 hours to pick out a table, then they start a whole new fight. Why is it so drafty here? You ever see Gentiles online in a restaurant? If you don't serve them for 12 years, they'll never complain, they'll never say a word. You don't serve a Jew for a minute. What's taking so long, those son of a bitch? I was here before them, I was here before them. They didn't come in before he came down, he sat down before he got up, he walked out before he came forward. I'll sue that bastard, that son of a bitch. And meanwhile, the Gentiles are sleeping and sleeping. You see, food is not a very important factor to a Gentile. It's not an amazing difference to them. They don't care. It's an emotional experience. It doesn't mean nothing to them. They eat it, they don't, they got it, they didn't. It's not important. They wait for the meal to come. They can fall asleep. If it showed up, they don't remember. It's not important. They can't get emotionally involved in food. You understand this? They eat, let's say, scrambled eggs with French fries. They order it, it comes or not, they don't remember. You ever see a Jew order scrambled eggs and French fries? It's an emotional experience. It's a major problem. Listen, I don't want the eggs over light. I don't want it too light. I won't want it too heavy. I don't want it low. I don't want it high. I don't want it very scrambled. I want it slightly scrambled. But I don't want it too soft. I want it a little hard. I don't want it too hard. And I don't want a lot of eggs. I want a little eggs. And I don't want it on the same plate. I want it on another plate. Then I want the French fries. I don't want them well done. I don't want them medium. And I want it on another plate. Then I want the coffee. I don't want the coffee high. I don't want it too high. But I want it hot. I don't want it too hot. I want it pretty hot. Then I want the toast. I don't want it well. I don't want it medium. I like it in between well. And then I want butter. I don't want the butter on this side. I want it on that side. And I want it in another plate. Then I want the cream cheese. I don't want the cream cheese near the butter. I want it next to the butter. And I want a lot of cream cheese. I want a little cream cheese. And I don't want it hard. I want it soft. And I want it on another plate. Then I want another chair. And I want another table. I want another glass. I want 2 more chairs. I want 2 more napkins. I want another floor. I want another building.
Hello and welcome. This is Jeffrey Giesener, founder of the Jewish Culture and Holocaust and October 7th Remembrance. Stand Against Hate International Film Festival. Enjoy Where's the Cheese? In Memory's Kitchen. A film by Jeffrey B. Giesener. The film is presented free of charge by the Jewish Culture and Holocaust and October 7th Remembrance and Stand Against Hate International Communities. A beautiful, dynamic documentary about food memories and Jewish recipes. Storytelling about how concentration camp survivors live through starvation and inhumane conditions while still demonstrating strength and resilience against the Germans. Their resilience and the rebuilding of their lives provide testimony to the importance of how much food memories and recipe writings provided tools for their survival, along with how food traditions and memories have been handed down to their children and continue to be passed down through the generations. Thankfully, you will hear from survivors themselves and their children and grandchildren about wonderful food memories and lovely food stories. Listening to these food memories and realizing how their parents overcame the most torturous crimes is a testament to their human spirit and will to live. These food memories and their stories were curated from Jewish Culture and Holocaust October 7th live event Zoom programming from 2021 to 2024. A word of caution. Even in a food recipes documentary, the subject matter may cause challenges for some survivor and generational survivor audience members. The photos, video, recordings, music, pictures, and content of this film may be disturbing to some who suffer, like I do, from intergenerational survivor trauma or PTSD disorders. As a second-generation survivor, I am very cautious about selecting the content for this film. It is nothing you have not seen before. All of our on-demand films are free to all audiences. Please help us by subscribing to the YouTube channel for Jewish Culture and Holocaust on October 7th. You will be automatically notified of the new on-demand films released weekly. Jeffrey Giesener, the founder, creates and produces each film. Again, please subscribe and comment to let me know how you enjoy the film. Please share this free on-demand film widely with your family and friends of all religions and in all your social media communities. We all must do our part to push back against Holocaust denial and stand against hate. And we stand with Israel. Now enjoy Where's the Cheese?
Lee Cowan has a tale of survival that's a blessing indeed.
Amidst the rich culinary landscape of New Orleans, you find a restaurant named Saba, which means grandfather in Hebrew. Its owner, Israeli chef Alon Shaya, has been winning awards for his modern Middle Eastern cuisine.
How's everything tasting so far, guys?
Which is a bit odd, perhaps, given that when he first emigrated from Israel at the age of 4, his roots were something he'd hoped to erase.
I spent so much of my life trying to hide my Israeli identity.
How come?
You know, at the age of 4 and 5 years old, the last thing you want to do is talk to them about this chickpea fritter that you're bringing to school when they're eating tater tots.
In culinary school, instead of hummus and pita, Shaya went full Italian. Pastas, charcuterie, and pizzas were his passions, until that is in his mid-30s, when, on a trip back to Israel, the dishes of his youth whispered anew.
I realized that I was really missing out on a part of who I was, and I started cooking Israeli food again and felt like I really began understanding what my identity was as a chef. So this is cholent. It's a stew that's typically made on Shabbat.
Ever since.
Sometimes they'll put wheat in a cholent, but this one doesn't have any, so it is kosher for Passover.
He's been marinating in Israeli ingredients and their history, which one day brought him here to perhaps an unlikely place for a chef, the archives of the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum.
I was just blown away by how during one of the most horrible moments in someone's life that they could turn to food and that food would have that power.
He was both heartened and disturbed to learn that during the Holocaust, those forced into Jewish ghettos and concentration camps would write down family recipes, not to cook, but to remember.
Because it reminded you of home?
It reminded of pleasure in this lousy place where you were not a human.
Steven Fenves was 13 when his train arrived at Auschwitz in 1944. All the tangible evidence of his life before had been ripped away, or so he thought.
How fragile is it?
The text block is actually pretty sturdy.
To his surprise, after he and his sister were liberated from Auschwitz, this appeared.
Fenves?
His mother's recipe book.
Fenves Estera. My sister has to sign things.
Oh, your sister signed it.
When Shaya discovered it in the basement of the Holocaust Museum's collections, he had one big question.
So you mean that I could actually talk to the person who remembers eating this food? And they said, yeah, well, maybe we can put you guys in touch.
How that book survived is just one of those stories. The Fenves family lived an upper-middle-class life in the former Yugoslavia. They employed a maid, a chauffeur, a governess, and a cook named Marish.
Big woman. Very thick Hungarian accent.
On the day looters stormed into the Fenves home as they were being led off, presumably to the gas chambers, Marish, who wasn't Jewish, raced in to save the family cookbook for reasons Steven still doesn't totally understand.
I think it's just sense of loyalty and sense of love of the family.
Pretty brave thing to do.
Very brave thing to do.
What was the risk to her?
Everything was punishable by death. That's my mother.
Such a beautiful picture.
When Alon Shaya heard that story, he was so moved that he set about recreating the taste of Steven's childhood.
The recipes in this book aren't written like recipes you would see in a cookbook today.
So it's not like a half a teaspoon of this?
No. Like imagine your grandmother teaching you how to make a dish, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Essentially no heat setting instructions because this was all done on a cast iron stove.
And I don't have that setting on my stove.
There were potato circles, a walnut cream cake, and a dish that looks an awful lot like a fish stick, but isn't.
He began translating the recipes from Hungarian to English, and I began cooking the food and shipping the food to him to taste for the first time in over 70 years.
Would you like some mustard?
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Steven's whole family got involved.
Yep,
In the process,
that's the real thing.
Fenves rediscovered a painful, personal connection to his story that he says had gotten lost over the years.
It had become such a chore. I no longer broke into tears in my presentation. It just became so routine, so cold.
But somehow, Shaya's revival of his mother's cooking reminded him of all that was lost.
He, frankly speaking, he got me out of a major slump in my duty to speak as a volunteer survivor.
How did he get you out of your slump?
Made it new, made it interesting, and made it moving.
One of the first recipes that I wanted to make.
Together, these newfound friends now host donor dinners, where his mother's dishes are served and Steven speaks.
We were separated at Auschwitz.
So far, they've raised more than $300,000 for Holocaust conservation efforts.
The effect of it on me was very, very pronounced. Childhood food,
Right?
It seemed to have been something tangential that went by the way with lots of other things that went by the way. So that's it.
It survived pretty well, given all that it's been through.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah, barely.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Passover is about the imperative to remember both the good and the bad. Alon Shaya offered that gift through food, and because of it,
9 out of 10 on that picture died in Auschwitz.
Steven Fenves has a renewed mission to tell the terrible tale that must be told.
That's a very sad picture to see.
Hello there. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Ellie. What's your name?
Rafi.
Rafi, welcome to my Ashkenazi table.
Mama, I've brought an Ashkenazi guest.
Yeah.
And he's going to try your lovely Sephardi food.
No way.
This is a delicacy.
You put a gun and he said, shoot you. I said, okay, shoot me, but I won't.
Well, how about we start with some salt beef? It embraced the inner Ashki. Embrace it. Just drink the water. Drink.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I'm not going to lie, I'm really nervous about eating this.
واحد اثنان ثلاثة.
Did you know an interesting fact about gefilte fish that they swim around in the sea with a carrot balanced on their heads? We're not doing a sharing platter. This is mine.
Did you know there's another bracha you have to make on this one? No. Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, shelo asani Ashkenazi.
The chilba, like Yemenite eat it. Coriander, chilies.
Yeah. It just looks like a swan.
Garlic.
I think it just went on my nose.
Right, my
Oh, if your Yemenite grandparents could see you now.
You can't. It's got.
Oh.
It's like you're eating pickle. Got to give him a piece of cracker.
A cracker? I needed water. Fish nugget, yeah.
But I don't know what jelly is that.
So I was right when I said that people die from fish nugget. Fish nugget. Fish nugget.
Try it. Come on, you're a man.
I just ate feet. Tastes like feet. It tastes like feet.
The feet. It's made it into jelly. Oh, very Vaseline. You're eating Vaseline.
Okay, whoa. You think this is spicy? Right. This calls for. I better do this properly then.
Not bad.
Try it.
The heck is this?
It's got skin on it. I don't eat fish skin.
You are a true Ashki. If you could happily...
No, I'm not.
Don't eat the pickle. It feels like it's trying to get out.
Give him partner.
It takes a second to kick in.
Now I can't feel my tongue.
Why would you do that to a carrot?
Because it gives a kick to the food. It's not bland, it's not white
Not
chicken
bland.
and chicken comes out.
Oh, that's an Ashki food. That's
Now we're talking.
Yes.
Some decent Ashki
That's
food.
my one. L'chaim.
So everyone's going for the cinnamon. Now we're talking.
Tastes good, smells good. Spicy.
Ashkenazi is made really look.
It tastes good.
Sephardi, Ashki, good food, better food, unity. Am
Yisrael, hi.
People, we work together, one nation, one people,
But without schmaltz herring.
without schmaltz.
I have a granddaughter named Ariella.
Oh, wow.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Join the party.
Woo. Back here.
Hang it in the closet and throw it on the couch.
I'll just put it over here.
Okay.
It's a beautiful home.
Oh, thank you. I do the best I can. So you're gonna help me cook?
Yeah. Do you want to show me the kitchen?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to it. And what does this dish mean to you? Why do you like it so much?
I remember my mom cooking this dish the day of Passover before the first Seder. We couldn't do too much cooking because everything was Pesach dick and everything was
Right.
So she made a simple pot, stamp pot, one pot, everything in the pot, and she cooked it.
Okay, so let's go cooking.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see all these signs everywhere about not liking to cook, but it looks like you do.
Not liking to cook. Where
See,
is?
I understand the concept of cooking.
Oh, that's just a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want to chop? Rip one up? Here.
Yeah.
Get ripping. Here, just rip it up a little.
Oh, okay.
But today, I wouldn't get married again.
No, how come?
That's enough. But you know, I don't mind having a friend, I mean, a nice guy.
Yeah. Do you date?
I'm very picky. I'm gonna do it like this.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's gonna work. Figure it out.
Cooked?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just making them a little toasty. This looks super easy to make.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, besides all the fat in the beef, pretty healthy. Lots of kale.
My girlfriend made a flower arrangement for me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Just leave it, I'll get it.
Okay.
Thank you, sweetie. You're a good girl.
You don't want me to help you.
Well, I mean, I just put this over here. My country on it.
Yeah.
Holland.
So you do have a little, oh, this is from Hawaii.
Tchotchkes, yeah, I have tchotchkes.
Okay, so while we wait for this
Yeah.
to cook, we don't have any more preparation to do, right?
No.
Okay, let's chat a little bit.
All right.
So can you tell me a little bit about when you left your house when you were younger? So you're a Holocaust survivor.
Yes, I was born in April 1941.
Mm-hmm.
I was a baby in the Holocaust. But I remember only things from after the Holocaust was finished, over, and then when I was 6, I remember my brother being born.
Wow.
But my parents survived, my sisters survived, but no other family. My parents had a baby in April 41, just when Hitler was in charge. And if they would take the baby with them to hide, you can't do that. So they kept me in the hospital for 6 months.
Right, because you would cry and then
Right.
people would
And then
hear.
the nuns took me in.
The nuns at a convent.
Yes, and they were really, as far as I'm told, you know, they were very nice. I think the potatoes are done.
Oh boy. Would you ever put schmaltz in this?
Yeah, you could, but I have margarine, but you don't need it.
Okay.
So far, so good. Want to taste it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Is it tasty?
Mm-hmm. That's really good. I don't usually like spicy food, but this is really good.
I don't eat too spicy either. Chicky boom, chicky boom. Alrighty. My piece of art. Grazie, te buon. Buon provecho. Good.
This is delicious. It's the first time I've ever had it, but does it taste like your mom's? Gassy? A little?
We've been friends for a long time, but despite that, we haven't really cooked for each other a lot, which is weird because we both care about food a lot.
Oh, yeah. I grew up eating a lot of Cantonese cooking because my parents are from southern China.
And I am Jewish, so I grew up eating a lot of Jewish food. So I thought it might be cool if we went out, got some groceries, cooked some cute meals for each other, and maybe in the process, learn a little bit about each other's cultures.
I think that sounds like a plan.
You ready?
I'm so ready. You ready to get some Chinese groceries?
Yeah, let's do it.
We are in the Chinese supermarket. We're about to get all the ingredients for my ketchup shrimp.
Awesome, thank you. So we got the ingredients for the Chinese dishes that Leslie's gonna be making, and now we just gotta get the food for the Jewish dishes that I'm gonna make. Okay, but wait, hold up. What do I mean when I say Jewish food? Traditionally, observant Jews keep kosher, which means they can only eat certain things. The meals I'm making today are Jewish dishes, but I'm not using kosher ingredients. They're not being cooked in a kosher kitchen, so they're not kosher. They are, however, delicious. Potato latkes, which normally you eat during Hanukkah, but you can also eat them at any time. And another thing I'm gonna make is matzo ball soup, which was something that I ate every Friday night, every Shabbat.
I'm going to be making ketchup fried shrimp. So my dad made this for me all the time growing up, but I haven't had it in a while, actually.
I'm a little nervous because I've never actually made matzo ball soup.
I haven't made ketchup fried shrimp.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. What is your favorite memory involving matzo ball soup?
Growing up, my family wasn't super religious, but we did pretty consistently recognize Shabbat, a time of the week where you slow down and you rest. Pretty much every Shabbat dinner had to have matzo ball soup. It was like a staple, it was like a given. Latke dance, making latkes.
Why do you pick latkes?
Because latkes are something you traditionally eat during Hanukkah. Growing up as a kid, some of my favorite memories are from Hanukkah, just being with your family and getting presents and eating good food, and it's such a fun holiday.
Just do it to taste. That's how my parents, my grandma.
This is actually delicious. Oh my God. Just ketchup and some tomato paste and soy sauce. But it's so good.
So you can just go ahead into the pan. My dad is from Guangzhou, China, which is a port city. It's really close to the ocean. I just remember sitting down at dinner and then getting so excited when I found out that he made ketchup fried shrimp. I feel so lucky to have grown up with his cooking because he got that training in China, and now when he makes dinner for us, he makes 6 or 7 dishes. It's ridiculous.
Leslie, this looks amazing.
I know. Ready to eat it?
Yeah.
This is really good.
The matzo balls are a little dense. If it had been my mom, they'd probably be a little fluffier. Ta-da! This just tastes like Judaism.
I thought this would taste so weird with applesauce, but it works.
The sweetness of the applesauce and the tanginess of the sour cream and the salty, oily, potatoey carbiness of the latke, it just makes sense.
Let's dig in.
This is actually really good.
I'm so happy I got to introduce you to this new dish.
I think I'm eating a piece of shell from the shrimp, and I don't even care, it's just so good.
I mean, I kind of just want to finish this, TBH. It was just really nice getting to try foods that you grew up with.
China is such a huge country, and there's so many different regions and ethnic groups, and it was nice to learn about where specifically your family came from and the kinds of things that you grew up with.
Aaron?
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're my friend.
Aww. Leslie, I'm happy you're my friend. I think we make a good team.
I agree.
So my parents, they would barter for all different things. And so this coffee grinder, I remember as long as I remember myself. This is an old German coffee grinder. And I'm assuming that my parents used it in the DP camp.
So can you tell us the name that's written on the front?
Yeah, Kandler Mole. That's all it says here. Kandler Mole. Mole is a mill. So
Is there any date on it?
No, I don't know. I could look it up, and find some similar items, but
you don't get hit with that.
Yeah. And this, once my mom gave me this coffee grinder.
When was that?
I think she gave it to me probably in the 70s. And
what was the reason why she decided that it was time to give you this?
I might have asked her for it. She wasn't using it. And I said, I would love to have it. She said, fine, here. And then I started a collection of antique coffee grinders. So I eventually had about 50 of them.
Wow.
And I have since sold them off because had to downsize. And likewise, they acquired a dinner service, a Rosenthal dinner service, a full service they had. And when my mom died, we divided up the dinner service amongst myself and my two sisters.
Are you using a service like for the holidays? Will you use any of the
I have used the serving pieces, not the plates, because it's got the gold gild. You can't put it in the dishwasher, forget it. So but the serving pieces I have used over the years on the table, and it's very, very pretty. You have to wash it by hand, of course, but hey. And so those are some of my artifacts.
I knew about these people that made the recipes. Mm-hmm. And, this is one of the things that sort of, in a way, it feeds you.
Right.
It's the recipes that you might have that you remember. I mean, I remember my mother making her Aunt Eva's, she called them cookies, but basically it was a jelly roll cut like that, and you have a slice. And it was just delicious. And I remember her, making them on a pastry board. Mm-hmm. And I just remember her fingers. And then the same thing when she made my father's plum torte that I loved, Zwetschgenkuchen. Mm-hmm. And she would put them one by one, and it looked so pretty. And then whatever she did made me want to do it. But we all have memories like that.
So I don't know if I ever told you the story. Myra, growing up, her grandmother, when she would go to the bathroom, there was a live carp in the bathtub. Which scared the hell out of her the first time she went as a small child into her grandmother's house, because she would literally kill the carp from the bathroom. It was like Myra calls it like a 3-foot carp. Probably wasn't that large, but yeah, that was always a funny story.
My dad used to do his special Sunday breakfast, and us as kids, it was like, oh my gosh, my mom's not cooking. So his favorite thing to do was to do hash browns, eggs, and bacon, but mix it all together. And he said they used to eat that when they were growing up. I don't know if that was true or not, but it was something. A really good clam chowder as well. When we have a beach house, and that was another good favorite because it was nice and thick, and those were the two things that he made the best. And he actually hand wrote the recipe, and I still have the clam chowder recipe. So that was pretty cool.
When you brought your fiance or you brought your husband home to your house, what did they make? What did your mom make?
Actually, they had him cook because he made Thai food. So they were really open to that because it was something different. So he did the cooking.
Very interesting.
You have been watching a recipe for Eastern European hotcakes with walnuts, golden sultanas or raisins, and a unique twist. The twist is how to make the honeycomb pattern. I know the recipe is easy to make, but the honeycomb pattern may be challenging. Isn't that part of the fun of baking? The full recipe can be found in the description area of In Our Memories Kitchen. Overtime on the YouTube channel where you are watching this film. I know you will enjoy the recipe as much as I have making the pastry. So will your family. Yummy and enjoy. This is an incredibly delicious sweet dough snack that everyone will love. The cooking process does not take much time, so preparing this very tasty dish is quick and easy. I bet you have never prepared something like this before. So don't miss this video from start to finish to discover this easy and delicious recipe. Here is the detailed recipe, and a copy of the recipe is in the description area on the YouTube channel for the film, In Our Memories Kitchen description area. This wonderfully tasty Eastern European hot cake. Start with 2 1/2 cups or 320 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 cup or 160 grams of cornstarch, 8 ounces or 220 grams of melted butter, a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of sour cream or plain yogurt, 2 ounces or 55 grams of full-fat milk, 1 egg yolk. For the filling, walnuts, 1 3/4 cups or 200 grams, golden raisins, sultanas, 1 cup or 150 grams. Here are the step-by-step directions. Mix flour, cornstarch, butter, and salt together. It should be combined to make fine sand. Then add the egg yolk, sour cream, milk, and combine all the ingredients in a bowl. Start working the dough until you can knead the dough. Bring the dough to a rustic round dough shape and then wrap the dough in cling film or wax paper. Set aside for 1 to 2 hours. Do not put it in the refrigerator. Use a food processor on the pulse setting. Add the walnuts and raisins. Continue to process into a fine sand. Remove the mixture into another bowl and mix with a tablespoon. Set aside the walnut and raisin mix. Now place the dough on a floured surface and first flatten the dough with your hands and fist. From this point, roll out the dough with your rolling pin, making a rectangle about 18 inches wide by 2 feet in length, or approximately 60 centimeters long by 40 centimeters wide. Use a 2-inch diameter cookie cutter shape and cut out 12 cookie rings. Remove excess dough. Fill each round dough form with a teaspoon of walnut and raisin filling by placing the mixture into the center of the dough ring. Push down the perimeter dough round to enable you to make for a round closure more easily. Close up the dough and then roll the dough ball in your hand until each is formed into a round form ball on all sides. To make the dough art, use tweezers as shown in the video. Place each completed dough ball on wax paper or silicone pad on a baking tray. Bake at 350 degrees F or 180 degrees C for 35 minutes. Let the balls complete cool. Each hot cake can be sprinkled with powdered sugar or dipped in honey or maple syrup. Yummy and enjoy. Your family will love them too.
Welcome to Plate to Date. My name is Danit, and today I have three gentlemen making blintzes for me.
I'm Ian. I'm Andrew.
I am 97% Ashkenazi Jewish, and my family originates from Russia and Poland. I think that Jewish food, it's really a melting pot of different cultures, different types of food. It really comes from all around the world. What I'm looking for in a man, being open-minded is a big one. I don't live a traditional lifestyle. I like just trying new things. I do things a lot by myself. I did a 10-day silent meditation retreat. I just did it by myself, and I go on adventures. So somebody that's open to trying weird things.
I'm from Woodmere, New York, and my background is pretty mixed. My mom is like Hungarian, but my dad's side is more Middle Eastern. I'm not a big fan of the American Jewish cuisine, which I feel bad saying that because everyone's like, you don't like pastrami? But I'm like, nah. Like, I need my spice, I need my kick, and they're like, but what about horseradish? And I'm like, no, do you know about shchug? Like, that's where it's at, or charif. So I want something that matches my goofiness, my athleticism, and also like intelligence. So today I'll be serving up vegan beef burekas. And the inside will have mushrooms, onions, the vegan beef crumble, sauteed all together. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna need a moment with this food. You gotta have your phyllo dough for any good bureka. It doesn't matter if it starts off messy because by the end of it, it's gonna be a beautiful concoction just like me. I have the vegan just egg, as you know, the egg wash with sesame seeds. Boom, and oven, here we go! For only 8 minutes, ain't that a treat? And these turned out just how I wanted. Most people say bon appetit, but in Hebrew, b'tei havon.
Whoa, it looks like burekas. Oh my gosh, it is one of my favorite foods ever. Look how flaky they are. Well done.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. That alone, I feel like, should win this.
I love it.
Even if she doesn't love me, that's all I care about.
It's vegan. So it's vegan meat or mushrooms? I do like that it's vegan. I didn't even realize it was vegan. This effort tells me that in a relationship, he will pay attention to detail, he pays attention to the little things, and showing that he's willing to put in the extra effort for his partner.
I mean, I guess it's above and beyond to most people, but to me, like, that was pretty simple.
I'm from Newton, Massachusetts, where a third of the population is Jewish, and I am 100% Ashkenazi Jewish, but I am not observant. So there is that strong sense of like, you don't have to practice the religion, you don't have to wear the yarmulke, but it would be great if you could marry someone who's Jewish and like keep that alive. Number one thing I look for when I'm potentially dating someone is intelligence. So I want somebody who, like, I could talk to this person every day for the rest of my life. I think I took something that was like pretty basic, and then I was like, what are the things that I love to put into all kinds of food that I make? I'm gonna use like some garam masala, I'm gonna use some ginger. 'Cause I can't use garlic and onions, so I'm just gonna hit you with everything else from all these different angles. These may not be the prettiest blintzes, but I do think they're gonna taste pretty good. In dating and food, do you want something that is visually appealing or something with substance on the inside? For me, I want substance. Oh no. It definitely does not look the way I hoped. It looks kind of weird. But the flavor is gonna be good. This is my flavor blintz.
A flavor? It looks like an omelet.
It looks like an omelet?
He's creative. He does his own thing.
Got me pegged.
These are a lot of things that I would never think to put together, but I do like that in a partner. I like somebody that's willing to try weird and new things.
The suspense is killing me. Just say if it's okay or not.
I like it.
Oh.
Yeah! Flavor is really good. It's not at all what I would expect a blintz to be. Maybe he doesn't cook too often. I think he's busy. I think he's a creative type. I think that he's open to trying new things with a new partner. I mean, he tried, this is a big thing to try. He went for it. No fear, let's go big, and whatever happens, happens.
I mean, yeah,
I'd say that's true of you.
And I think he tried, like.
I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. My dad is an Eastern European Jew, and my mom converted. And so technically I'm not officially Jewish, but I've been raised Jewish my whole life. Jewish people can spot other Jewish people, and there's always like a sense of kinship between us. I'm looking for someone who is a person to come back to at the end of the day. It's a busy world out there, and you're out trying to survive, and you want to be able to come back to someone who's there for you. So I made a pumpkin spice blintz. Try to just flip it. So this guy is a little rough here, but we are gonna fix him. Pumpkin spice cream cheese in there. Fold that over. And then we gotta put them right back on the burner. We have our berry compote, some fresh berries around it, a little dab of powdered sugar, and we are gonna finish it off with 3 mint leaves. This is my pumpkin spice blintz.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
See, I love that little subtle like excitement. There is like a lot of genuine enthusiasm.
This is beautiful plating. He decorated it. I feel like maybe it's a family recipe.
Ooh.
I feel like maybe he learned to cook from
Kind
his
of,
family.
yeah. I actually learned the style of improv from my baba. Yeah.
Maybe he's close with his family.
It's true. Just talked to him today, actually.
Here we go.
That is so good.
Oh! Okay, all right.
This is one of the tastiest things I've ever eaten.
Wow.
Oh,
amazing.
Okay. I mean, a response like that, you're ready to step on the glass out of your chuppah. Like, look at this.
It feels like a holiday. It's somebody that knows how to cook, definitely.
Do you think she can cook?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to cook. I'm gonna take another bite, just for research purposes. He's certainly a planner. He also probably tastes his dishes, so he's
I did do that.
mindful of the things he does. I think that's a very important characteristic for me in a partner, somebody that is attentive and mindful.
I think she's gonna want to date Andrew
She
because
wants Andrew.
I mean,
But see, the thing is, I cooked a dessert. David, you cooked like a full meal, you know?
Yeah, but she literally didn't want to stop eating yours, and she also liked your napkins, your silverware.
yeah, it seems like you cared the most, which is probably what she's looking for over any of the food.
I'm gonna narrow it down to number 2, which is flavorful blitz, because he is open-minded and he's willing to try new things. And number 3, because I'm also attentive to detail and I like that. I like beautiful things and I like a partner that is mindful and notices things. Ew! I chose dish number 2.
What?
Wow.
Look at you, Captain.
Oh my goodness.
It was a little messy.
It was a lot messy.
But I like that. I like that you just kind of took the leap and you went for it.
Yeah.
So now we get to go on a date.
Yay.
And I was thinking maybe I can cook for you, which will be an adventure, and I'm making no promises.
That would be awesome. What are you
Yes?
gonna cook for me?
Great question. I don't know.
I married, they are personal stories, but doesn't matter. I feel like I married an Ashkenazi guy and Sephardi, and I am Sephardi. And as you know, on Thursday you go to the synagogue. On Friday night also, you are invited by the family of the bride, and on Saturday you are invited by the family of the chosen. And we go for this Ashkenazi dinner, 30, 40 people from the Sephardic origin, from Tunisia, and we don't understand very much the matzo ball soup. That's fine. And after that, we serve the gefilte fish, and we all look at each other. Not me, of course, because I was more educated. And my aunt and said, "What is that?" I say, "Eat, and be quiet. Eat. It's very good." That means they eat the gefilte fish, and after that we have the brisket. Why a brisket on Friday night? It's not so exceptional, but whatever, on Saturday night. And at the time of leaving, my father turns towards David's uncle and say, "You are a Hoya." A Hoya, which means in Arabic, "You are my brother. You became my brother," being David didn't have his father. But it seems that in Yiddish or in Polish, it's a very dirty word that I will not say, but very, very extreme word.
Oh.
That means the guy becomes insane. And my aunt comes next to him and he says, "You know, your wife has been so nice and she has done so much for us. She must be so exhausted that she forgot to fry the fish."
This is so nice. I feel so bad. You can't make Jewish mothers be mean to each other. Hi, my name is Marcy Basha.
I'm Naomi Brewer.
Hi, I'm Helene. Hi, I'm Jennifer Daniels.
My name is Shannon Sarna, and I'm so happy to be here. Every holiday we have, except for Thanksgiving, there must be brisket. It's a crowd pleaser and everybody loves it, everybody expects it, and they bring containers to take stuff home.
So what makes the perfect brisket?
Okay, well definitely you have to have love. When you're thinking about your family and the holiday and your cooking, all of that is going into your cooking, so that's number one.
You gotta like sear the shit out of it till it's like super caramelized on both sides. And you like add all your aromatics, carrots, onions,
celery. People do it with beer, people do it with tomatoes, people do it with soy sauce.
Then it goes in the oven for a good 3+ hours.
Watch a good movie, you know, do some laundry, and just continuing on and adding more and more love to it.
Jewish food is all super ugly food. Brown and mushy. It's terrible to photograph and it looks kind of gross.
But the taste is just amazing.
I'm going to be 100% honest when I evaluate each brisket. I think all these Jewish moms can take it.
Okay, bring it.
I've tried many brisket recipes, but I'm very excited about this one. There was dredging, there was searing, simmering and boiling and waiting and adding more ingredients. So this was a lot of work. But in the end, we were like, oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, this one it's cut very thick.
Not my thing, the chunky veggies, but it smells pretty good.
I'm gonna try.
It's all right.
It's good, not great, but it's definitely, you know, edible.
I think maybe it could use a little more flavor.
I don't like how it's cut. It's cut a little too thick for my liking. I think it could use a little bit more sauce or gravy, however you want to call it.
This one's really good. It's tender, but it's not overly sweet. I think this one is really excellent.
This one's pretty good.
Can you tell how much someone loves their family based on this?
She clearly loves her family a lot. No, we all love our families. Come on, guys.
I think I'm going with a 6 here.
I would serve this to my family if I had to. I know they would prefer mine over this, of course, but 1 to 10, I would give this a 6.
I think I would give this one like a 9.5. It's really good.
I'd give her an 8, just because I gotta leave room for me. I'd like to say that it is a family recipe handed down from my mom, my children's grandma, and their great-grandma Laura. However, I've definitely tweaked it quite a bit over the years. My secret ingredient is an entire bottle of red wine, minus maybe a few sips.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Okay, this one looks really, really nice. Can I request when you do mine that you put a nice piece out like this? This looks pretty mindless. I'm gonna make a plate for you. I can't.
It looks like it was cooked well. Looks like it has some fat on it, so that's always good.
I don't know, a little dry looking, but I guess we'll have to taste it to see.
This is good. I think it's really good, but just to bring it up to that great level, I would just add a little bit more flavor to it.
It's all right. Not my favorite. I don't love that I see the baby carrots in here like this, which are kind of the ones that you get in the bag.
The baby carrots say like it was easy to throw the carrots in. I didn't have to peel anything. So maybe she was rushed for time, or she doesn't like to peel, or she had her nails done maybe. But I think everything is really good. It looks like just like the perfect homemade holiday brisket.
I think I'd give it a 6.
I would give this a 7. I would rate this an 8. I would serve this to my kids.
I don't know what she did to this, but it doesn't taste like Jewish brisket at all. I think there's like peppers in this. It's weird. No, I don't like this one at all. I would not serve this one to my family, not even to my worst enemies. I wouldn't serve this one. Can I give it a -1? I make the best brisket of everybody. That's what everybody tells me, especially my husband and my children. My mom always made it, my grandmother always made it, my aunts always made it. Now I'm making it. All right, so we've got a dicer. She dices her carrots.
This smells really good, and it looks very tomatoey, savory.
Let's give it a try.
This one has nice flavor. I like this.
The sauce is really good, but it's a little bit tough.
This one's a little sweeter than my likings. I don't enjoy continuing with this one.
I think it's somebody who probably learned it from their mom and just like did exactly how they were kind of like taught to do it. I would give it a 5.
I think I'd give it an 8. I would make this. If someone said, oh, try this recipe, it was really good, I'd try it. And I don't know if it would replace my family recipe, but I think I would try it, and I think my family would like it.
I would give this a 7.
I would give it a fair 5. Now I just have to only hope that I don't ever bump into any of the other women like in ShopRite or somewhere.
I don't know
would never say like my brisket is the best, but I am proud of my brisket. So over the years, it's kind of developed between a hybrid of Uncle David Simpkins brisket and my husband, who is also a really good cook. I like to add beer, soda, homemade stock, and a lot of red wine. I like to serve it for parties shredded with little mini homemade challah rolls, and that's one of everyone's favorite.
This looks like brisket, but you know, brisket's not a pretty food.
Well, it's cutting really nicely. It's really tender.
Too much fat. The flavor isn't terrible, but the cut of meat I can't get past. It probably would have worked better as a shredded barbecue, not as a whole slice like that.
I like to serve it
shredded. Too fatty for me.
It's a little bit fatty, and that is a problem when you brisket.
Tastes better than it looks. Let me just taste it again. Let me see.
If I had to rate it, I think I'd give it a 5.
4? Sorry. I'll give it a 5. It's good. Different, but it's good.
So this is my brisket. That's a recipe that's sort of evolved over years, lots of family feedback. And I guess I can't give all of the secrets, but there's Coca-Cola in here. It's a family favorite for holidays, and my kids kind of think that it's the best brisket out there.
Okay. Smells really good.
It presents nicely.
It's saucy.
There are no carrots, there are no onions, so I'm a little suspicious. Give it a try.
Happens to be good.
This one's really good.
Very similar to mine.
Really sweet. It's a little spicy. Maybe it needed to cook like a smidge longer, but overall, I really like it.
She does a nice job. She did a very nice job.
This is good. It feels like maybe there's maybe some brown sugar in there.
A little bit more sweet. Probably more of my liking than, as I told you, my pizza bagels likings are. But it's not bad.
I would definitely serve this to my family.
I would give it an 8.
I would give it a 9.
I would give it a 7.
I'll give this a 9.
That one's
Can I give you a hug? My family said if I didn't win, it had to be rigged.
So I want to ask Ava, when you went home to your, when you brought your fiance home to visit your mom and father, what did she make?
My mom, so I mentioned that he likes food with ground beef. He's Sephardic. So I said he likes ground beef. So my mom made ground chicken, what in Hungarian is called fashirozot. Fashirozot, right? Gabriela is nodding. And it's ground chicken and it's fried. Well, my husband just looked at it and said, what is this? But then he ate it and he liked it. And then down the road, my mom made for him all kinds of things that he liked, or for all of us, roast beef and Wiener Schnitzel and all kinds of stuff. He got to like the Ashkenazi food.
Okay, mal nicht gesehen, so viele Jiden in Schule. Das ist ein Schablon. Entschuldig? Sind ein Chanukah lichtlich Schablonik? Es ist wichtig in jeder Minig. Nittel hat gar nichts zu tun mit uns. Hallo, die ganze Sache ist wegen uns. Hast du mal gehört von einem kleinen Jüngel mit dem Namen Jesus? Jesus hat gar nichts zu tun mit Nittel. Was ist mehr Nitteldick wie die Nigunim? White Christmas, Winter Wonderland, Chestnuts Roasting, Let It Snow, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Wer meinst du hat geschrieben, die klassische Smiris? Unsere? Sonst wegen die Tschatschkes. Ah, und wer meinst du importiert die Tschatschkes? Santa Claus? Santa Klein. Und wer meinst du macht die Tschatschkes? Die Elvis? Chineser. Ja. Es ist eine Beziehung von Bequemkeit. Jede Beziehung ist eine Beziehung von Bequemkeit. Lemoschel, du und ich. Ich mach sicher, dass du erst nicht allein. Du rechnest euch die Trinkgeld. Ich bin gut mit Ziffern. Weißt du, wer ist euch gezeichnet mit Ziffern? Chineser. Ja. Schkoiach. Weißt zu sehen, wir können uns aushalten. Hat die Jungs auch.
No pork, no spice.
Geht du gläuben die alten Kackers?
Sir, on behalf of the Jewish people, I'd just like to say that we really appreciate the way that you're able to deal with our elderly.
Genau. Thank you very much, meal excellent. Now we take the bill.
Kann ich glauben, wenn jeden, das am meisten geräudigste Volk von der Geschichte, seien Rassisten.
Ach, hack mir nicht kein Scheinig. Ich probiere ihm helfen. Ist ein Fremder.
Maar keiner da ist nicht kein Heger.
Es ist anders. Ist exotisch.
Exotisch? Dumplings seien nicht Kreiblach? Aber was meinst du, als jeden essen du jeden Sonntag bei Nacht?
Der freie Messias.
Kein Milchigs. Man mischt nicht Milchigs und Fleischigs. Und man verspart Geld verlegt. Wir haben das Sachbeschütz. Der Regierung für Eltern, der Fokus auf der Erziehung und schwere Arbeit.
Fetisch für asiatische Freuen.
Und jüdische Geschäftsleute. Und wir sind bei den Freunden, beschaß Nittel.
Masken, aber wir haben gegeben es zu der Welt.
Vieles Pischen in dein Wandton, aber Nittel ist älter wie jeden Unchine. Hast du mal gehört, den mitzrischen Moschel wegen Haus? Absurde geboren, ein Scheich ist mit den Zählen, begraben und ausgestanden in Trias am Eisim? Es klingen etwas etliche Jingle Bells für dir?
Von wann nimmst du das? Yeshiva Wikipedia?
Ja, mach.
Nu, mit was seien die Mitzren bekannt?
Die Pyramiden.
Und wem können wir danken für sie?
Die Hebrelein, ja. Sie haben sie Mammisch gebeut. Sie, sie, alle Menschen.
Toch is auf den Tisch. Thank you very much. Excellent job. Horisch Morris, Joschke Christus, wenn man geht es an. Es ist die einzige Zeit von Jahr, wenn danken Gott Menschen kommen sich zusammen beschollen. Willst du darf aushängen nach Kreuz? Gesundheit. Aber häng mir nicht auf.
Amen.
Da jene.
This bill is wrong. You have got to be
Stop
kidding
hutching
me.
around with the
I need you to fix
I'll
this bill
pay.
because
I'll
you don't
pay
know
the
how
bill.
to add.
I got
okay?
money, Ma. I'll
How
pay
do
the
you
bill.
have
so
Stille Nacht, nu? Der wunderlichste Zeit von Jahr.
他们是我的班写错，我没写错。
怎么回事啊？今天什么日子啊？
我说的。
哦，等一等。Entschuldigen wir, das ist ein Eins, nicht kein Sieben. Entschuldigung, unser Sohn. Was heutzutage die ganze Edition.
Merry Christmas!
Sure.
So happy to come.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay.
They think I'm teaching them English.
I am idiot.
My mom actually was at my sister's house, and it was a Seder. So everything that ever came from a shtetl in Galicia was there. And we could have invited, like, as I always say, I'm very bad in math, and that comes from my mother. If 5 people come, we cook for 15. If 15 people come, we go right for 50. Because what if? There are survivors. You never know. And that's how I live my life as well. Even though my husband actually, he's from survivors too, but they have a very different approach because they only shop for the day because what if?
And today I'm trying challah bread made by other mums.
It's just a traditional Friday treat. It's slightly sweet, so you don't tend to eat that during the week.
It's actually quite therapeutic, making the dough and then plaiting it afterwards.
Sometimes I make a plait, sometimes I make round ones, and sometimes I make lots of individual ones.
You need time. I don't mind making it. It's time consuming, it's messy. You should have seen my kitchen after I made that challah. Dough on the ceiling, dough on the floor, never mind.
My challah challah bread, I bake it as a whole loaf, a nice long loaf, and I plait it. It should be nice and moist with a nice golden coating to it, and I think it looks really nice.
My challah bread's the best because I plait it well. I put a little bit of salt on the top along with sesame seeds, and on the inside I add a little bit more sugar. So you've got the salt and the sweet together. It doesn't only look attractive, it tastes good too.
Mine's the best because I've refined the recipe. I use organic flour. I've been known to put seeds, like mixed seeds on the top, and I use olive oil as well as eggs in my bread as well. So let's bring on the challah bread, come on.
Hashtag challah wars. Looks nicely made, smells delicious, I can smell it from here. Smells like walking into a bakery, a Jewish bakery. Smells good.
It's lovely, nice plaits on it. It's really nice and crispy. Oh, it's a good shade, no darker though, otherwise it might taste a bit burnt, but this is good.
It looks really nice on the inside, not too many holes. I'm making out I know what I'm talking about, but I don't really. Delicious taste.
Nice. Need some butter.
I would say it's slightly dry.
Or some soup to dip it into. Very nice. It's I can taste the yeast in it as well.
It does taste quite yeasty. It tastes a bit like a cross between a challah and a cake. Challah, I think we'd call it.
It's got reminiscent of childhood flavours. It's exactly what you'd expect if you were to have challah bread served up to you.
I give this challah 7 out of 10.
I'm going to give this challah bread 8 out of 10. It's a little dry, but that may just be because was made the day before.
I think it would be nicer if it had some butter on it.
That looks really good. It's got a nice rise to it. It looks like it's proved really nicely.
It's really got a nice glaze to it, a lovely colour, and the bread inside looks really soft. And it's got sesame seeds on it. I can actually see little bits of salt, rock salt on top, which is unusual. I've never come across that before.
It's a nice touch because you tend to put, when you cut it on a Friday, you put sprinkle salt on it, so that's already been done. That's good.
No, it tastes really good. I like the taste. It's maybe less sweet than other challah breads I've tasted, but it's really nice.
The salt on the outside was really good with the sweetness of the dough of the bread. Actually, gives a really good contrast. Actually, something I might actually think about doing next time.
You don't really want challah to be crunchy. You want it to be soft, and I think that the texture's really good. So good that I'll just eat a little bit more.
If I serve it to my family, they'd be really happy to eat this. It's just the sort of challah they like.
The only thing I can comment on really that's negative is that perhaps it could be a little bit softer. But that's, I'm being pretty picky because it has got really good taste and texture.
So I'm going to give it a 10 because it's very similar to mine, and salt on the top is a no for me. So that's elevated the score.
I'll give this challah bread a 9 out of 10.
Nice and sweet. Excuse me, I've just got to take a bit out of my teeth.
I like the way that it's a small individual loaf, like a roll really. It's quite cute looking. I like the look of it a lot.
Well, I like the way there's poppy seeds and sesame seeds on it. That's nice, and it's a nice little individual portioned challah, which is really nice. It's nice and soft to cut, which is good. Quite a different flavour.
That's really good. Tastes like a nice bread. I'm not sure if it tastes like a challah.
It's not very sweet at all. I prefer my challah bread a little bit sweeter. It tastes a little bit oily as well, like as if it's been cooked. And if it glazed with too much oil, I feel like I can taste olive oil in it, which is a shame because it's overpowering the flavour of the challah. But overall, it's okay. And it's a really nice texture, and I love the way it looked with both the poppy seeds and the sesame seeds.
I think it needs maybe to be a little bit sweeter. It's nice as a bread, but is it challah? From the look of it, yes. From the taste of it, a nice white bread.
I would give this challah bread a 6 out of 10 because it's just a little bit too overpowering with the flavour of olive oil.
I'm going to give this 7 out of 10 because it looks beautiful. It does taste lovely, but I do think it's lacking a bit of salt and a bit of sugar. I think I won because obviously mine was the best. Qualitastic. No, that's so cringe.
All right, so all of us have grown children by now. And what is the takeaway from them of your household in the food area? What is their favorite dish that they're making for their family that points back to you?
And they both like to bake a little, one more than the other. I would say my daughter, who likes to bake, will make a lot of the things that I bake, like banana bread and honey cake. When she had the holiday recently, when she did holiday for her husband's family, she made, a couple of those same kind of dishes that I make, basic, a good roast chicken and so on. My other daughter makes salmon 24/7. I think my granddaughter is going to grow gills. I mean, they just love salmon. And so that's really, I cooked when they were young, but probably not to the same extent. I think, young mothers, you're busy, you're working, you're raising children, you're running a household, and our roles were differently defined then. And you didn't have the luxury of having as much time and uncluttered space and unfettered time to actually prepare a meal the same way that I have the advantage now that I can, that I can do that. So I certainly cook way more now that they're older than I did when they were much younger.
And Diana? Diana, your children have a takeaway from your cooking?
They've improved on my recipes and added their own spices to chicken curry, to roast beef, to latkes. They're still working on latkes. I'm the only one so far that makes the best ones. I always add carrots for color. Mostly they've invented their own recipes from mine.
We are at McDonald's and we're going to find out what kosher options we have on site.
It's 2 pages long.
Only animals with split hooves who chew their cud can be kosher.
The pigs don't qualify because they have split hooves but do not chew the cud. Very interesting.
Animal must not feel any pain. Animal rights activists.
Fish must have fins and scales. What fish don't have fins and scales?
Shellfish, eel, shrimp, and crab. I love all of those things.
Meat and dairy products should be consumed separately with a 6-hour waiting period in between.
I totally forgot that I had put milk in my coffee this morning.
Hi there, do you have a kosher menu?
I'm sorry?
I'm just gonna have to settle for a milkshake.
Utensils that touch meat cannot also touch dairy unless properly cleaned per kosher cleaning standards.
Find a clean pot that has not been used for 24 hours. This doesn't look like it's been used.
Drop utensils in the pot of boiling water one at a time. Kosher wine can only be handled by Jewish people.
This wine is not kosher.
One exception is that if the wine is heated to almost boiling, it can then be handled by non-Jewish people. Why?
Man, Jews love to boil.
This is intense.
I foresee myself breaking this.
I'm ready to do this and go back to my roots.
So I have now officially stocked up for my week of keeping kosher with these 12 bottles of kosher red wine.
I bought all this food before we started this video, but I can't eat any of it.
I didn't know what I was going to be able to eat for breakfast, but it turns out these waffles are... Oh no! I literally just dropped all the waffles, but these toaster waffles are kosher.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. How can I help you today? Hi there, do you all have a kosher menu by chance?
Do you think this food today is kosher?
I don't know. It's like meat.
I don't know what kosher is.
No, unfortunately, no.
Do you have kosher options? Like, is it?
No kosher options.
What are we looking for, Jen?
Kosher alcohol?
Everyone wants to take a round of Jello shots, but Jello isn't kosher.
I don't know if what I'm drinking is kosher. It's tequila.
Kicks are kosher. Kicks are kosher!
Here's where I'm struggling. Almond milk creamer does not have an OU sign.
I woke up really hungover this morning, and I was really craving a pulled pork sandwich, and I completely forgot about the whole kosher thing, so here I am.
We're about to eat the kosher chicken
that Josh prepared.
So I just got back from a camping trip. There wasn't really anything kosher.
Ice cream is hard to find kosher, so we actually got Dole Whip. Little holiday holla. I'm like the worst Jew in the world. I just got a tattoo. My Jewish ancestors are rolling in their graves.
I think if I learned anything this week, it was that I do not deny myself of like anything that I want.
And I would just walk around the kitchen going, no, can't eat that, can't eat that.
By the end of it was pretty simple. Like it wasn't, like you could go to a restaurant and even if they didn't know whether or not the meal was kosher, you could kind of tell.
At restaurants and stuff, I guess I would try to just eat whatever seemed the most kosher instead of asking.
I think it would have been easier if I had like a community of people around me.
I went to a Shabbat dinner, which a lot of my friends do, and I don't always go, but I thought it would be a perfect opportunity, A, to hang out with friends, and B, to keep very easy kosher.
All props to people who do this.
I couldn't do it, and you do it every day.
And what about you, Ava? Your children?
My children, if they ask for recipes, so they grew up with my parents, so they somehow learned the Ashkenazi way of cooking, but it's the Sephardic food that they love, the appetizers and other things, the stuffed zucchini, or my son's favorite. Every birthday I have to stuffed zucchini and these kind of things, mostly the Middle Eastern appetizers.
You have any daughters?
I have one daughter who is not she cooks very little, but two sons who love to cook and are very good cooks.
Nice.
And one daughter-in-law who always asks for recipes, and she does a great job.
And go back to you, Mark. Keith, what would Keith say about his mom's cooking?
Well, his mother is English, and she's a chocoholic. So anything with chocolate is loved. But my son also loves lox. Okay, and I'm surprised no one has mentioned lox, but he absolutely loves lox. So whenever we get together, we always have to have a lox, cream cheese, a schmear, onion, a tomato, and of course a bagel. But those are now American foods, so what can I tell you?
What kind of bagel? Everything bagel, or?
No, usually it's a plain bagel or an onion bagel. In Florida, it's kind of hard to get a good New York bagel.
Really?
But yeah, we have Brooklyn water bagel, and they advertise that they make it with Brooklyn water. So that's about as close as we get. I love that. And we also can make an egg cream.
So
I know little to nothing about Judaism. I dated a Jew once, though.
I saw Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love learning about different cultures.
We are going to retell the story of the leaving of Egypt together. So if you look at the table, we have all these different foods that are going to allow us to eat through the journey. How better to learn a story than to eat a story? So one of the things you might want to keep in mind when we think about this Seder, and I invite you to think of that now, is there anything in your own life you're trying to move towards freedom with?
My favorite part was all the wine drinking, certainly. It's interesting. It's like a lot of fun. It's just a lot of like tradition.
So let's take the karpas, the spring vegetable, and so we're going to mix the taste of spring and new life with the experience of the pain of slavery.
It's not too bad though after having the really sweet wine.
I know, it kind of cleanses the palate.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just like a lot of fun and interactive.
Who's the youngest here at our Seder table? That's you. Hey, excellent. So I'll ask it.
How is this night different from all other nights?
Put the horseradish and the charoset and make a little sandwich with your matzah. Because if you want to keep in mind that in life, there's going to be bitterness and there's going to be sweetness, right? You can't get one without the other.
Swallow it. Yep.
I'll take some more horseradish. Honey, you can have the whole bottle. I mean, it's like apple pie and then...
Ooh! Horseradish pairs with nothing.
Yep. No. So this is the cup for Elijah, Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet.
If he doesn't show up, do you like pour a little bit out?
No. Somehow the
Just for the homies.
Being around like people that I knew and just enjoying their company and kind of experiencing a story and traditions that I wasn't really familiar with.
The reading together was pretty fun, and the songs kind of reminded me of elementary school. It kind of made like the whole thing a little like more special, and I feel like I got closer to these people.
I think that place of knowing that our stories in each of our cultures are so important. Our stories shape who we are, how we imagine our past and imagine our future. Always teaches me more about my own tradition when I get to share it with folks for whom it's new. I think the last piece that really is about the Seder is let's try and make a world that's a beautiful place for everyone to be, where we can all be free.
Bubba. It's almost Rosh Hashanah, and we're asking people for the secret to a perfect brisket. Let's go.
Yiddish Bubba and a Yiddish mama make a brisket. It's the best.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Yeah, low and slow. Chili sauce and onions.
A little salt, a little pepper.
I don't know, my husband makes
Oh, your husband. That's a good secret.
I use some ketchup.
Ketchup.
Gedamped. You have to gedamped. On top of the stove.
Cast iron pot.
That's correct. I have my puppy's pot.
Your bubby's pot. That's the secret.
Brisket with coffee and apricots.
Coffee and apricots in the brisket.
Oh yeah. Includes love.
Love. What's the secret recipe?
My wife.
Oh, she's the recipe.
Onion soup mix. Sear the brisket first.
Slice it when it's cold so you can get good pieces. If you slice it when it's warm, it's going to all fall apart.
What's the secret to the perfect brisket?
Using the right meat,
So what kind of meat is the right meat?
the prime meat.